Welcome inside this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates inside the Blast-Off Cleaning Equipment Studios to lift the lid on the 2026 high school football season. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside this show brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. And if you or a loved one have been injured or hurt in an accident, call our friends at Edgar Snyder at 1-800-94-EDGAR because there is never a fee unless they get money for you. That's 1-800-94-EDGAR for a free consultation. We welcome inside the insiders of the WPIAL, often imitated, never duplicated, the content kings, and introducing that don't need any introduction from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Mr. Brad Everett.
Woohoo! Thank you.
The WPIAL insider himself, Carlos Zofko, and I am just Matt Fargo. Welcome back, gentlemen.
We are so back. It has been a long off season, a lot to talk about in the off season, but it is football time. No better time in really the calendar year. Camp is winding down. The WPIAL Insider Show winding right up. Here we go, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is year 4 for us doing this podcast. Oh, my goodness. And typically we would be talking about the week 0 games right now. But, week 0 is up in that cemetery right down the road. No more, man. Week 1. It's all week 1 right now.
We can count to 10 in the WPIAL now. Right. 1 to 10.
I want justice for the term week 0. I loved the term week 0. It made sense to me. R.I.P. week 0.
R.I.P. And good riddance for us announcers going into week 1 and going, well, they have a record of 1-0. And it's like, well, it's week 1. How's that possible?
I've got a question for you, though. A lot of teams, you have that choice to either do a scrimmage or play a game this week. How many WPIAL teams do you think are just scrimmaging and don't have a game this week?
I think it's 4 totals.
Just one.
Is it one now? It's down to one.
Just one. Aliquippa.
How about that?
Really?
They're the only school
Mike Warfield.
They are not playing a week 1 game.
West Day and Bell Vernon got somebody on the schedule now?
Bell Vernon plays TJ and West Day plays Shore Valley.
So, wow. We got major week 0 matches.
Brad's already back to dropping nuggets.
He's dialed in already.
I wish I was,
Brad, we expect a full season of participation after your injury-plagued last year.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't want any more IR over here from you, Brad.
Yeah, I know.
You know what?
I hope I got that out of my system, hopefully.
It didn't stop him from winning the pick'em, though.
Brad doesn't even show up and wins the damn pick'em.
I mean, what's nice is it was really a 50-50 shot because the only other competition is going to be Matt. It's not going to be Carlos. So,
yes, the one
still waiting for that first title. Yeah,
defending champion Brad Everett in the WPIAL pick'em, yes. 2-time champion here and yet to get out of his own basement.
And
literally,
what a disappointing end to last year. I reviewed the tape. I took some detailed notes. I am winning this pick'em this year, or else maybe the podcast never comes back, gentlemen.
And maybe I think the biggest noteworthy note of the season, especially for Carlos' pick, is Connellsville's back in the WPIAL.
Back in the WPIAL. I mean, this is how long the show's gone on, gentlemen. They were in the WPIAL, left. Now they're back. And we haven't been canceled yet, so pretty good.
And very far away from our studio location, Blast-Off Cleaning Equipment Studios, the Baldwin Highlanders have left.
They're out. They're out.
I think it might be partly thanks to this podcast.
Yeah, Baldwin. Baldwin and Butler both out this year.
I mean, when school boards are sending entire notices about a podcast. Hey, what we cover WPIAL football. What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
It was a pretty exciting season, an off season for the WPIAL, and exciting can be a relative term because there was a lot of news, but some of it wasn't all good. And probably at the top of that list, Brad, was the McKeesport story. What a bizarre and roller coaster ride for the Tigers that have such high expectations. And it's not every year that you have a senior that's the number 1 running back in the country, and you have a lot of great clouds over what should be a pretty exciting time for them.
What a bizarre story that was. Just everything that was, jeez. But I mean, I think they finally have it figured out. I don't know what's going on with like lawsuits behind the scenes or anything like that. And I think the players, I've talked to Keemon Spell and to Javian Robinson, Mekhi Daniels, some of these guys. And, I think there was a distraction there for a while because there was no one really coaching them for about a month or so. Right. So some of these guys were kind of getting together and just doing their own practices without any coaches. But things got settled down. Tom Smith, brother of the, old-time great coach, his name's on the field. George Smith's name on that field over there at what is it, Weigel Schaefer Stadium.
Yeah.
And now his younger brother at the young age of 73, Tom Smith, taking over there. And they brought some assistants in that these kids really think a lot of, that have been with them for years, including Juan Butler, who was actually Keemon Spell's first coach as a 6-year-old, and also Khalik Hudson, who is back as an assistant. I saw him over there a couple weeks ago. He had his Michigan, shirt on, and he was running guys through drills. So I know those guys are pumped. And will the fourth time be a charm? Finally, I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's delicate how you put this. I don't think Coach Miller deserved to go out the way that he went out.
I agree with that.
I do feel for the kids. I am glad that technically the book hasn't closed yet because they don't have a head coach still. This is an interim job right now. But I am excited to see the future of McKeesport football. Obviously, they have talent, and obviously, it's no secret to anybody. They are the most talented team in 4A. Now it's time to get the job done. It's been long overdue.
Yeah. I think to your point, too, is the shame of it will be if McKeesport does be able to exude all those demons and get over the hump, get back to a championship. I hope the narrative isn't it was because they changed coaches from Matt Miller.
I think it 100% will
I
be
know.
the narrative.
And I think that's the sad part of it because, I think, and this isn't to take away anything from the current coaches, but I think that they've been put in a very good position, and now it's up to the kids on the field. And I think that's where it also comes down to, too, is at the end of the day, the focus should be on the kids and less about who's wearing the headset and calling the plays. The kids got to go out and execute. And, you talk to coaches around the WPIAL and they put that out there week in and week out about it's about the kids. Well, you need to go out there and execute. And that's what McKeesport has an opportunity to do.
Well, they should start out on a winning note. They played Brashear down there, like a couple stadium. Brashear's really struggled in recent years. So, I think Keemon and company are going to put up some numbers, I think, this weekend. Yeah,
they'll only have one game off, if you will, as that Montour McKeesport game in week 2 will be a dandy, I think, right out of the gate.
Yeah, we could cook in here very shortly. I think the WPIAL has done, to their credit, an excellent job in the non-conference, scheduling big non-conference games so that, it keeps everybody's interest peaked, and it kind of brings up programs as well, as we saw South Allegheny. They start winning some games because of the new non-conference format. Now they're a formidable opponent in the WPIAL. So I think, the WPIAL scheduling non-conference, how they do, you get some big-time matchups, and you get some programs that can rise to the occasion because they're now fighting other programs in their same levels. So.
Another big news story in the off season, easy for me to say, was the coaches. 23 of them are now new, moving around the shuffling of the coaches, and a return of one of the all-time greats. Bob Palco returns at West Allegheny to his alma mater. It has been 7 seasons since he left, and then he returns to Imperial. And I know you got to spend some time with Bobby Palks.
Yeah, I've had a great day with him. It was his first official practice back last Monday, and I spent the day, spent about 14 hours there over at West Allegheny High School from when he arrived to when he left the doors for the parking lot at the very end. But he is, he's super excited to be back, and just talking to people around the school, and not only the players, but like the folks that were serving food at lunch and the janitors, and everyone's just super happy to have him back. He has a great personality. He's, he makes friends with everybody over there. And that's what a big addition to this football program. As he said, it's going to take some time. This isn't, like West A is not going to be competing for a WPIAL title this year or anything, but it's going to take some time. But with him back in the fold, man, like everything looking up for West Allegheny.
I think it's so fun that he still does that. Brad, you've covered a lot of camps and teams over the course of the years. And to my memory, 10 years ago, I was at a Bob Palco camp, and he brought us in and gave us the food and did the same thing.
Yeah.
I, to this point, have never done that. Is that the only time that you've been welcomed in for food, or is there any other teams that have done that?
I've been welcomed in for food at other schools, but that was the first time doing a West A practice where I was invited in, and I just happened to be there for Meatball Hoagie Day, and it was just phenomenal. They made like 600 some meatballs, and it was just heavenly.
Yeah, I wish somebody would bribe me, Upper St. Clair and Jeanette sending gear. We are still accepting gear here at the Whitfield Insider.
Yes, another year, another chance to get your gear and
do some
get
of those
your team
reveals.
up in the rankings.
You can buy some rankings with some gear. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Well, one more thought before we get into to those power rankings on the coaches' side of things. How about Eric Kasparovich coming back home as well to North Hills?
I thought that this would be more of a rebuild year for North Hills, and maybe in a sense that it is, but I normally get a nice sense for the landscape when I do my WPIAL top prospect list. The more seniors you have on this list, probably the better team you have, has always been the correlation. And I'll tell you this, they certainly have some pieces to do some damage here in 5A. I don't know if the entire, quote unquote, the program that Eric runs will be instilled in these kids immediately, but I wouldn't put it past EK to get that job done in
Certainly
year one.
not a three-win season.
Yes.
Ahead of them for the North Hills
They haven't
Indians.
they haven't won a playoff game in over 15 years.
It's been
I think
since
it is.
2010. Yeah, people forget that.
2010. That's insane.
And they really had a chance to do it 2 years ago against Franklin Regional. In the
you guys
playoffs.
did that
we
game.
did that game, and just a great come from behind win. And obviously, Pat Carey wasn't there for that due to his illness, and obviously thoughts with him as he kind of turns the page. He's still at the North Hills School District, but has turned the page as well there. As we turn the page to some power rankings. And a first look at what the insider is thinking, and jumping inside that brain of Carlos Zofko.
Do you want to get in the mind of WPIAL Insider? That's the question.
No, I don't know if anyone wants to.
I don't need any time to think about it actually. But we'll start with single A, and it's the defending champs, the Clarendon Bears, both the WPIAL states, with the Fort Cherry Rangers at 2, Wash High at 3. The Jeanette Jayhawks check in at 4. The Laurel Spartans, WPIAL's runners-up from a season ago. And they might have lost Mr. Jack Miles, but they return a lot.
Yes.
Do those Spartans. The Cornell Raiders are 6. Leechburg Blue Devils 7. Shenango Wildcats 8. Greensburg Central Catholic Centurions are 9. And the Fraser Commodores are number 10.
I mean, people are very either excited or upset about that 10 spot. If you remember me last year saying I love the Commodores, they were one of I think they were my only upset team in the playoff that actually advanced to the next round. I'm excited about Fraser and what coach has building him.
Tony B.
Tony B. Yeah. He comes, I believe he's a Bill Chirpak disciple. Yes. And in Fraser, I like Fraser, but I'll tell you this, gentlemen. Wash High is scary right there. Dropping down to 1A, the little Prexies all of a sudden are the big dogs. And one more shout out I want to give. Why has nobody told me about Nico DeSalvo from Shenango? Have you guys seen this guy?
No, I haven't.
He's about 6'3", 215 pounds. He runs, he hits, he throws, he jumps, he does everything. I'm sitting over there, and I remember doing a Shenango game on my highlight show last year, and I was like, why did I not ever look at this guy? He is a killer. Shenango's going to win some football games, gentlemen, in 1A. I like them there at the 8 spot. Single A is very good. And people always said last year, whoever came out of the WPIAL, the top 7 teams probably would have won state in single A. So it's tough. It's good. And you have the 2 heavy hitters right back.
Yeah, I think last year it was kind of a co-favorite, maybe going into the season with Clareton and Fort Cherry. You know, like some people like Clareton, other people like Fort Cherry. This year, I think it's pretty clear cut that Clareton, especially coming off a state championship, returning so many guys there, do have a new quarterback, and they do have some holes to fill. But that's going to be interesting. But don't sleep on Fort Cherry. Of course, Matt Sig gone, but in comes Colin Sig, and the quarterback this year. I think he wears the same number as Big Brother.
They're very excited about him. And, once again, just looking at the prospect list, normally is a nice indicator. Fort Cherry has 5 seniors on my prospect list, right?
Wow.
And if pretty much how the prospect list goes, if you're ranked, that means I think that you're good enough to play at the next level, Division 1, Division 2, or Division 3. Having 5 guys, and by the way, 2 of them I do have a FCS D2 tag on. Pretty dang good. That's going to be tough, but the Clareton Bears have a guy named Brandon Murphy. That's not going to be easy to get over.
I think that's going to be most interesting is how they get Brandon Murphy the football, because they lost 8 all-conference players. That is to be talked about for the Bears, and jumping right into it when they're going to play the Farrell Steelers in week 1.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wayne Wade never runs from a week 1, week 0
Amani
game.
the week
Never
1 last
runs.
year.
To open Tyler Boyd Stadium. He said, I'll bring Amani down.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you want to put the game on TV? We'll do that too.
But he's played Steel Valley before. I think he's played Farrell before as well. But he does not run. I had him on the podcast this summer, and he kind of just looked and he said, listen, I tell the WPIAL when scheduling non-conference, give me the best of the bunch. Give me some 2A, give me some 3A schools. I want my team to be battle-tested. And the other thing, he was being quite frank, I don't like beating. He said, I don't like beating teams 60-0. That does nothing for me. I like playing.
You'd rather lose at the beginning part of the season.
Yeah.
I don't think every coach subscribes to that theory, but I think it makes sense if you can stay healthy. I think, in the single way you're playing Farrell, that's fair. Like you're certainly not going to go too far out of the way and make it a game of attrition. But makes sense to me. I think one of those teams that jumps out, the Jeanette Jayhawks at number 4, Carlo, they only have 24 players on their roster, but 24 of them are pretty darn good.
Yeah, they lose their QB, but they do bring back Jace Powell. Yes. I'm a big fan of Jace Powell, and they also bring back Trevor Tillman. He's a DB wide receiver type. I love Coach Tommy Pallone there. I think they were a 10 seed in the playoffs last year. If you can remember, they had Clareton, the state champs, down to the wire last minute before Brandon Murphy had a game-winning interception. It was either in the red zone or in the end zone. He picked them off. But, the Jayhawks had them backs against the wall. Yeah. I like this Jeanette roster. What Matt said about only having, or was it you, Brad, that said 24?
Me.
Yeah, what Matt said about having 24. I'm in mid-season form. That is concerning.
Not listening.
Yeah. Right. No, but that is a concern. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of do the same thing that they did last year. They drop a couple that they shouldn't early and then figure it out.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Laurel either. Laurel made it to the championship game last year, and they almost beat Clareton. They almost, I think it was 8-6 in that final.
You were sweating that one out.
Yeah.
I think I took Laurel trying to get a game back.
Yeah, that was a big one. Yeah. Thank goodness Clareton pulled that one out. But they got the lineman back, Tyler Fuchs.
Tyler Fuchs. Yep.
He's back, so they'll be interesting. One thing interesting about these top teams in Single A, the top 2 teams, Clareton and Fort Cherry, freshman quarterbacks, both of them, with Colin Sig and with Keith Craven as taking over as quarterback at Clareton. So how those two kind of develop and get acclimated to playing varsity football, that's going to be a big thing.
And if the 2 top dogs both have a freshman QB, if you're in that 3 to 8 spot, you got to be licking your chops like, hey, we can make a run here. So
that's a good point. And just looking ahead, Clareton and Wash High, middle of the season, they'll play each other.
Oh yeah,
this year.
That's going to be good.
Yeah,
Wash High, and I think Wash High, if they were in Single A last year, they could have done some damage. I do think Wash High is a little bit of a rebuild this year.
Yeah.
But I think just moving down from Double A, I think that they're gonna be a big dog in the yard for sure.
Yeah, they had a good year. They gave Seton LaSalle a couple really good games last year, playing in a regular season in the playoffs. So yeah, they'll be good.
All right, let's go to 2A. Take a look at the top 10 power rankings for the WPIAL Insider. St. LaSalle, the defending champs. Tim Storino over there gets the Rebels over the hump, back in charge, and the top dog in 2A. Then the Bishop Canevin Crusaders, they move up from Class Single A to 2A. I didn't talk too much about the reclassification of a couple teams, as we will throughout the show, but Bishop Canevin was a big move up. Steel Valley is 3. The Ironmen in the 3rd spot, followed by South Allegheny and the Gladiators. Western Beaver, Golden Beavers, number 5. The Neshannock Lancers are 6. Quaker Valley's Quakers are 7. The Apollo Ridge Vikings are 8. And the Keystone Oaks Golden Eagles at 9, followed by the New Brighton
Say it with your
Golden
chest. Say
Lions.
it with your chest. The New Brighton Golden Lions. A lot of hate on WPIAL Insider for ranking New Brighton number 10. Surprising amount. They had a couple nice wins last year. They bring back Heath Lewis, who is a dog. I like my New Brighton Golden Lions. There's some haters out there, especially in Beaver County, not happy about it. But I like New Brighton. Beaver Falls is left off the list. That was what people were very unhappy about.
Well, that's a rivalry game too. They play for that little brown jug.
Yes, and I don't disagree with them. The problem with Beaver Falls is I just never know until I see them. They could either be 16-0 undefeated or 0-8.
There really is no in between.
No,
for that
it's
program.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
And they've done both in back-to-back seasons:
Yes.
state championship and then an over season.
Right.
Bishop Canevin, though, of the 10 on the list, they have the most on the WPIAL Top Prospect list. They have 7, and a couple of them committed to UConn. Minnie Johnson and Lemire Wade committed to UConn. Meonte Mott, probably an FCS D2 kid. Brady Wagner, the QB, fully eligible this year. He had all sorts of eligibility hearings last year. I like this Bishop Canevin team. I think that they can do it with head coach Rod Steele. If you remember last year, he came in the middle of the summer, really couldn't build his program the right way immediately. Now he has an entire offseason to do so. Is 2A, the question is, can Steel Valley, can South Allegheny, can Western Beaver jump up into that next bunch here, or are the 2 Catholic schools going to dominate?
Well, we ran for our preseason football. We did a class-by-class preview, and we did a Fab 5 for each class. And our Fab 5 for Class 2A was totally consisted of Seton and Bishop Canevin players, 5 of them, which, at first I'm like, well, shouldn't we get some other guys on there? But really, you could probably do a top 6 or 7, and they would all be like Canevin and Seton LaSalle guys. I'm interested. You mentioned Still Valley was a team, and I thought that there was going to be a big drop off there. No Barksdale's on that team for the first time in a while, but they scrimmaged TJ this past week, and I talked to Bill Cherpak a day or two after the game, and I asked him, what he thought of Still Valley. He said they're pretty good. He said he was really impressed with them.
And Chirp's not going to cut corners
and
there.
Chirp's,
No.
Chirp's not going to cut corners, even when talking about his alma mater. But he was impressed with what he saw there. He said they have some skill guys, they have some linemen. So I'm wondering, my old 8th grade basketball coach Ray Brazo, see if he's going to work any magic there this year. He's brought them. He's had some good years over there.
I think Javon Roberts will be the guy to kind of step up there and replace for the Barksdales. I mean, it's been 7 years since a Barksdale, correct?
Yeah,
I think
It's
so.
been about 7 years. The Barksdales have dominated there for long. I hate to see them go, but it'll be interesting to see what Steel Valley can do here.
I like Kia Jones.
Oh, Kia Jones from Seton LaSalle.
yeah.
No, I got to correct you guys. It's Kai. It is
Kai.
Even though it looks like Kia, and I talked to him last week about this because I thought it was Kia as well.
It's Kai.
And yeah. I mean, he said it's like Kai Cox,
from Newcastle.
From Newcastle. But he said so many people call him Kia because of how it's spelled,
He just
and he
answers.
doesn't even take time to correct people.
I like
but
that.
He said it really is Kai. So
Kai,
yeah,
good to know.
All right, we love that, Brad. We don't have him on the
and
showcase.
I feel like
but-
he will be talked about at length this year.
Oh, it's kind
too.
of like the Sig
Yes.
thing.
Yeah, we nipped that early.
we
if you
did.
remember,
We did.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the same thing with Kimon and Kamon spell. Yeah,
I
there
still
was that.
don't know. I still don't know.
I mean, I think it's
gonna
Kimon.
be honest with
yeah,
you.
I go with Kimon is what I go with. But
Yeah, because I almost think that I've heard Kimon say it both different.
right.
The other team that jumps out to me in 2A that I haven't seen up in a power ranking in a long time, Quaker Valley Quakers.
Yeah.
I don't think they were on a ranking since their state championship run, or when Dane
That was
Jacobson was
2017,
playing.
I think. Yeah, I think they beat Aliquippa 2-0 down Heinz Field at the time. Yeah,
Lowest scoring game ever.
and I will say this about 2A. It was the same thing last year. Probably the most boring classification. Doesn't mean it's not good, but amongst the 6 classes, it's kind of the who's who. And
2A was the biggest in the last enrollment. Now 1A is
1A,
the biggest.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
And in this cycle of the WPIAL and the PIAA.
I'll tell you a team that I wish was still in 2A, other than Wash High, is Waynesburg Central. As we go into 3A to discuss 3A, Waynesburg has a lot of good core pieces coming back. I would have really loved to see just one more year, because last year they had a lot of good, but they were kind of waiting for one more year to be great. And of course, they get bumped up in classification. So I wish Waynesburg would have stayed.
Yeah, they have the wide receiver, Jack Raschuti. Is that his
Jack Raschuti.
Yeah.
Tegan Kraus, the quarterback,
Yes, Kraus, the quarterback,
is
right.
awesome. And they have a lineman, Caden Fowler, who might be one of the nastiest dudes in the WPIAL. Probably will go to an FCS D2 team. Very big, very mean, very strong. I mean, everything you want in a lineman. I don't have them on my 3A rankings because 3A is a different beast, as we're going to get into it.
Yep, let's go to 3A. It is the defending WPIO and state champions, the Lopes, the Avonworth Antelopes, number 1. And number 2, new name, nothing new to their game, though. Propel and the Lions. Carlo has them Propel Amani, but they're just Propel.
No, I was told they changed it again. It is now Propel Imani Football.
Really? Are you serious?
I was... That's what I was told.
I think I might boycott a name for the first time ever.
They said they have changed it again. It is, they would like to be referred to as Propel Imani Football. I said,
now,
as you
who
must.
did you ask this?
That was their head coach,
Okay.
Leroy Johnson. He said
It was the Amani head coach.
yes.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
There
maybe
might be something there.
potentially, but I was told Propel Imani Football. I said, okay.
I'd like to be known as the most handsome guy in the world, but like, no one's gonna call me that. So I don't know. Yeah.
Carlo wants to be referred to as a pig champion. And
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, we need
it's
to
the
check with Leroy on
Lions.
that, yeah.
The Lions in 3A. The Hopewell Vikings are 3. The Aliquippa Quips are 4. The North Catholic Trojans 5. Leopards of Bell Vernon 6. West Mifflin Titans check in at 7. The Beaver Bobcats are 8. The Highlands Golden Rams are 9. And the Freeport Yellow Jackets really testing, making sure I'm on my game with the mascots out of it.
Well, as people know, I like my sleepers. So in all the 10 spots, I kind of put like, hey, watch out for this team. The Yellow Jackets were hot last year. I think that they continue this trend. They're building a nice program out of Freeport.
Yeah. This classification, strong on quarterbacks. I just had to mention here. It just popped in my head. Strong on quarterbacks. We ran a top 5 quarterbacks in the WPIAL. We did like positional rankings for our preseason previews. And Class 3A has 3 of the top 5 quarterbacks we had there on the list, with Boo Boo Armstrong at Hopewell, Gabe Jenkins, who's going to Colorado as a DB, fantastic dual threat quarterback there, and also Javen Pill, back in the WPIAL from Kiski School, great start to his career at Western Beaver. He was rolled eligible at Beaver, so
if he is eligible for the playoffs,
Look out.
They're going to be
a threat.
very, very
They're gonna be a
good.
threat, yeah.
He came to my spring showcase, and Javen Peel, I mean, he's come to about 10 showcases. I love this kid. Always spins it very well. So I always knew he was going to be a prospect. That spring showcase, I'm like, oh man, he has seriously elevated his game again. If he's eligible for the playoffs, which I heard he might be, Beaver Bobcats.
Share with the ignorant or the layman on what you think or why you think he has gone and bounced around so much. I think that's worthy of a...
Yeah. I mean, he's been at Western Beaver, Central Catholic, Kiski School, now Beaver. I think that's...
And he was attending school at Lincoln Park.
He was attending school at Lincoln
is
Park,
a
but they
co-op
have the
there.
co-op with Western Beaver. I don't know. I think some of it had to do with his recruitment. I think when he led the WPIAL in passing as a freshman or broke all those records, I think maybe there was a thought, hey, I broke Terrell Pryor's records. Why I should have some interest. Wasn't getting interest. Tried going to Central Catholic route. Didn't work out. So then he went up to the Kiski school. And I think he went up to the Kiski prep or whatever it's called, just to kind of avoid the WPIAL hearings. And after he came back, he took a gamble with the hearings. But I do think that it was semi-recruitment involved. And that's one of those things where he's at Western Beaver. They're a nice program. But at the end of the day, how many colleges are stopping at Western Beaver compared to, say, a Central Catholic? Because that's initially where he left to.
Sure.
I don't necessarily agree with it because I come from Pitt where it's, hey, I better know who is who in the WPIAL no matter what. But I do see, the Division II schools, the FCS schools, they're not going to know the WPIAL like the back of their hand like I did.
Is that where
Pitt,
you think he's going to fit in?
I think he could play at an FCS level. Probably will go Division II. Quarterback is musical chairs.
Yeah.
So some of the guys, you see Trinidad Chambliss. He was a Division II guy. He's now, first team All-American. Just because you can play at a level doesn't mean you go to that level. Sometimes you have to go to a smaller level and compete. I would bet he goes to a smaller school, kind of dominates and portals up.
I always like getting to go inside. You recruited for a pretty prominent program. So.
I'm telling you, his
I'd say so. Yeah.
Sometimes I forget.
His arm, he has legitimate arm talent where it's like, oh man, that was just shot down the field. He's going to go into a college program and turn some heads as a freshman.
Yeah, the clear team to beat Avonworth there for sure. Now, the only two-time defending WPIAL champion. Also undefeated state champs last year. I'm excited to see Jaden Jones play this year. Big time, top 100 junior. A lot of great juniors in this class this year around the WPIAL. And they have a lot of weapons around him. Of course, Dimitri Velisaris back at running back.
How is he still playing?
It's amazing. This guy's still eligible. He's like 40. He has to be.
For 15
he
years.
has to be.
I think he once shared a backfield with Mercury Morris. I think that's how long he's been there. But
But you have guys like Dimitri Velisaris and Bryce Metz, and I do want to hit on this as well because I had Dimitri Velisaris around 150 on the prospect list, and people are going nuts. Like, hey, just because I don't think that he's a FCS or FBS prospect doesn't mean I don't think he's a good player. When the linebacker rankings come out on the WPIAL, he's going to be number 1 or 2. He is a grade A high school football player and a guy I want on my team 100 times out of 100. Dimitri and Bryce Metz, those are two bad dudes that I do not want to see in the A gap, the B gap, or the C gap. I'd be running toss sweeps. I'm like, hey, cornerback, come tackle me. I don't want to see these two.
Brad, do you think Carlo has the quips of Aliquippa, the defending 4A champs that moved down due to winning their appeal? Do you think the quips are ranked too high, or do you think that they're appropriately ranked?
I think they're probably a little too high. I mean, I didn't have them in our Post-Gazette rankings. We did not rank them.
You did 5 though, right?
We did 5 on there. I would have probably, if we did 10, I would probably put them 7, 8, maybe something like that. But this is going to be, it's odd to say this about Aliquippa, but it's going to be a little bit of a rebuild, I think, this year.
I agree, Brad.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, they have lost a lot. I don't know how good the line is. Typically you ask someone to name a WPIAL player or, to name an Aliquippa player and they can name you a couple, but good luck, asking people. Yeah. Of course they have Akiva Woods is back, really good running back, defensive back, but outside of that, Handsome Lynn at quarterback.
Come on, man.
I know my man, Handsome Lynn, one of the best names in the WPIAL.
Yes.
He takes over at quarterback. I talked to him and his mom for a best name story last year. And his mom was cracking me up. He said, the girls are always out in front of the house saying, when is Handsome coming out? When is Handsome coming out? So he'll have the reins of the offense this year.
I do agree with Brad here. There's a chance Aliquippa is ranked based on their name, but if there's any team in the entire WPIAL that I'm going to defer to, hey, this is just a program and I'm not going to bet against them, it's Aliquippa. It's true what Brad says though. They will have a little bit of a rebuild year. If they were in 4A, it would be a question if they would even make the playoffs. But of course, we questioned that last year, and they won the damn championship as a 7 seed. Another
team I would be remiss to not let Brad talk about is another team that moved down from 4A to 3A, and the West Mifflin Titans.
Yes.
Another chance here. I think when the last time we saw the Titans in 3A, they were right at the cusp of becoming relevant, I think, to contending. Do you like the Titans shot and maybe rumbling things up here this year?
I think that they could make a push, like they should be a playoff team. They could maybe be a top 5 team at some point, I think, this season. Armand Hill, talk about guys that have been around for a while.
Yeah,
he's another.
Armand Hill's been there for a while.
I remember doing the Avonworth West Mifflin game 3 years ago, and it was Belisarius against Armand Hill.
Yes.
That's
these guys. Yeah, these guys both have
Jeez,
wives and family. I think by now, both of these
couple
guys.
kids. What's going on out there?
Hill, by the way, the leading active career rusher in the WPIAL. He has 4,600 yards, so he'll have a good chance to get over 6,000 for his career.
He has more than Eber and
he has
Spell.
more than Eber. Yeah, Eber's about 43. I think Spell's around 4,000. So,
yeah, Spell, he's battled injuries.
Yeah.
Spell.
Yeah, he's battled injuries. So I'm interested to see. And then of course, 2 of the big questions in 3A can used to be Imani, but can Propel get over that Avonworth hump? Because they just haven't been able to get past Avonworth here the past couple of years. And how good is Hopewell going to be? They took a huge step last year. They now have, one of the nation's top junior quarterbacks in Boo Boo Armstrong. They are loaded in the junior class. So are they a year away, or is this a year that they're actually going to be able to contend? And you know what? We're going to find out right off the bat.
Yes, we are.
Because that's one of the best week 1 matchups. Hopewell is hosting Avonworth.
I was going to say, you probably could say it is the best. It was almost a scrimmage. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, they were very close to making it a scrimmage, and then both head coaches are like, I mean, what are we doing here? Let's just make it a game. So maybe a little championship preview,
and certainly has some seeding implications. Not necessarily on who wins, but if the game is a large margin, I think really has an implication on how that will all break down. We interrupt our power rankings for some breaking news. WPIAL Insider. Am I hearing that? WPIAL Insider is moving a game to Thursday night this season.
Whoa!
What is going on?
What?
The humbleness from this podcast to not make it the headline story is just really one for the books. But how about some breaking news? The WPIAL Insider Primetime comes to Sportsnet Pittsburgh on Thursday night, only to be led by the WPIAL Insider Roadshow, driven by Bowser. It is a new era of WPIAL football, and I know the 3 people sitting at this table bringing you this show couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, this is something that, one thing about this podcast that's wonderful is Matt, Brad, and I, we're just always, we have different talents, we have different strengths, and when we come together, there's always some good out of it. And so starting this podcast a couple years ago and then just continuing to evolve it, we really have evolved it every single year. And this next step is a monster step. We hope that you guys will join us every Thursday night. I think that there was some hunger for it in the WPIAL, because as whispers started to get out, as we were trying to schedule the games, people started hitting me up. Oh my God, are you moving to some Thursday games? That's going to be awesome. I'm like, shh, don't say anything yet. Stars aligned. We have 2 awesome sponsors that made it happen in Bowser Automotive and our podcast sponsor as well, Edgar Snyder and Associates. We have plenty more sponsors that we will hit on, and it can't be done without partners like them. And it can't be done without an awesome group of guys that can move mountains. And moving a game from Friday to Thursday in Western Pennsylvania, we thought it could be blasphemy, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. Coaches are kind of all on board. I think it's going to be a fun time. Going to be a nice little test year. And I think next year we can really get interesting. But I think I'm very excited about it. I know you guys are super excited about it as well.
Yeah, then maybe in a couple years we can do Wednesday games. And Tuesday, we could be like the MAC pretty much. We'd be the Mid-American Conference out there. But like, I loved watching those Thursday, like night games back in the day. They were just so much fun because it's the only game in town.
Yeah.
It's the one everybody has their eyes on that game. You're either going to that game or you're watching it on TV, and it's super cool to be a part of that. And I'm just looking forward to hanging out with you guys a little bit more. Cam Sadler is going to be a part of the road show there. As I told Carlo a couple weeks ago, he was one of my favorite athletes to cover through the years because he's just a character. He has great personality, so it's just going to be a fun time.
Yeah, of course, remnants of that Our Father play,
one of the
all-time best
all-time
plays. But yeah, I think to echo the same thing, really excited to jump on board and put together a great group. Carlo mentioned Jack Reinauer will do the play-by-play for most of the games. Johnny Patrician, Central Catholic's
JP.
finest, returns to the broadcast booth. Carlo will be down on the sidelines during the games. Myself, Carlo, Brad, Cam Sadler.
You're going to be seeing us a lot.
And a pretty special edition on the panel for the road show.
We have a special edition. It's could be a Pittsburgh Steeler, a WPIAL alum. There's a bunch of them on the Steelers, but Christian Kuntz, all in with the road show as well. Now Christian will. He does have practice for the Steelers. I mean, we do need him.
How hard can long
we do need him to snap the ball.
Not a game.
But yeah, Christian will join us for the back end of the show. It's going to be a lot of fun with him, and he might bring some guests with him as well. And I do want to reiterate the road show because people I don't think understand what the road show is going to be yet. Imagine a college game day, but for the WPIAL. We're putting a lot of money into this. We care greatly. When you see what we are going to do with the road show, I think a lot of people are going to have their minds blown from this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we hope that you enjoy it. We got the pregame show at 6, the kickoff at 7, all on Thursday night. So sit down, put on Sportsnet Pittsburgh, and enjoy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, Thursday nights, it all kicks off next week with the Bethel Park Blackhawks hosting the Moon Tigers on September the 3rd. I'm really looking forward to getting it all kicked off, and that means you're on deck, Bethel Park. We're coming to your town, and you get to kick this thing off the right way. And I know the student section pretty fond of the chart that they made the last time we had a show outside of Bethel Park with the,
Oh yeah, the Venn
good.
diagram.
Yes, that was
the
nice.
Venn diagram.
Yeah,
yes.
But looking forward to Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Of course, keep it locked to the WPIAL Insider for all of the details. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get it all kicked off. And I'd be remiss not to shout out, produced by your favorite production company, JRM Video, and Jake Mislivchik and those talented folks over there. All right, our commercial is over. It's time to go into 4A, and we'll start from 10 because we know who's won. The Kiski Cavaliers are number 10. The Uniontown Raiders are number 9.
I would like to consider them the Red Raiders, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, the
I'm
Red
not going to give you
like a moon. A maroon.
the Maroon Raiders, yeah.
The Shaler Blue Titans.
Who? Shaler?
Shaler Titans.
In the top 10?
Do you remember the Titans?
Oh, yeah. I remember the J.P. Holtz Titans.
Yep. The Chartiers Valley Colts, Central Valley Warriors. The Ringgold Rams are 5. South Fayette Lions, freshly down from 5A, are 4. The Montour Spartans, 3. The Newcastle Red Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
Hurricanes, not just hurricane.
Red.
Multiple.
Yes.
And they're red, and they're Hurricanes. And the McKeesport Tigers are number 1. So McKeesport 1, Newcastle 2, Montour 3, South Fayette 4, Ringgold 5, Central Valley 6, Chartiers Valley 7, Shaler 8, Uniontown 9, Kiski 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, gentlemen. I think I hit the spot on. The only thing I could see.
Brother.
Speaking of humble,
There goes the humble. Yeah, I was just saying, bro.
There's a scenario where Central Valley and Char Valley could jump Ringgold. I definitely think that putting Ringgold at 5 is not easy to do, but I love what Coach Bean is doing over there at Ringgold and how he has built that program up. Really revived it from the dead. They were on a 2.5-year losing streak when he took it over. I like the Ringgold Rams this year. It was not easy putting them ahead of Central Valley, though, and head coach Mark Lyons, not easy to do.
It just feels wrong.
It does. It does, because, I mean, when years, I think the Central Valley, the Warriors, holy smokes, Central Valley Warriors, every year I think that they're down, they end up winning the WPIAL championship. So who knows? Maybe CV wins the whole thing this year.
Yeah.
I tell you, we were talking about Thursday nights. There is no team or school more excited for Thursday night football than Ringgold. They'll play Uniontown. Went there for a site visit. Got a whole welcome committee. The superintendent was there. The athletic director. Everybody we got gear. Like, it was just. I think I kept.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I heard we got. So do we need to bump them up in the power rankings? Is that what I'm hearing?
I thought you heard that we got gear. That's where they were.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested, Brad. The McKeesport Newcastle Montour. How close are 1, 2, and 3 in your eyes?
I still think there's a pretty nice gap between 1 and 2 and 3. I think right there. I think McKeesport. This is it. Just talking to some other coaches, they're like, if McKeesport doesn't win a title this year, it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's been 21 years. They lost in the WPIAL championship game the last 3 years, but everything sets up for them for this season. I mean, they got the best running back in the country, the biggest recruit to come out of the WPIAL in 2 decades. They have other top players, Javian Robinson, some of these other guys.
I mean, I feel bad for Javian.
Yeah.
He's going to South Carolina.
Exactly.
He's a 4-star. But I hate to say it, but when you have a generational guy, and I think the word generational gets thrown around way too often, you legitimately have a generational WPIAL talent in Spell.
Yeah.
Sorry, Javion. I wish you were born 11 months earlier or later.
or went across the river.
Yeah,
to a team that throws the ball a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah, be sure
And has
to
a
check
reason
out,
to.
Yeah, be sure to check out the PG later this week. I did a big feature story on Keemon. It's going to be running online Wednesday and in Thursday's paper. But really just telling the story of him, because really people know he's a great football player, but no one really knows anything about him, where he came from, what his story is. And we sat down, had a really nice talk a couple weeks ago. And he told me some really interesting things. It's really neat how his career is kind of involved. Talked to Juan Butler, who I mentioned earlier. He was his first flag coach when he was 6 years old. And at first they had him slotted as a tight end, and he was a tight end his first couple of practices. And Juan told me, like, we knew Keemon was super fast, but we didn't know how much football he really knew. So he said, okay, I'm going to run this play and see what he has. So they ran a tight end reverse, and he said, vroom, he went all the way for the touchdown. And he said he looked at his assistants and said, yep, you know what? He's a running back. And he has been a running back to this day. But Keemon was great. Told me some interesting things, including a dollar amount of what he's getting at Georgia, which, not a lot of that stuff is out there as far as what guys are actually getting.
Is it over $50,000?
It is over. I will take the over on that.
Oh, man. Pitt's got to be out of it then.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
That was a shot. That was an unnecessary shot.
Wow. Oh, man. You're getting a phone call.
Oh, look at that.
Jeez,
But
man.
I
They keep
think-
their quarterback, and they're still getting shots.
But they have all this star power. They brought some new coaches in that they really like. And, the teams that have been in their way the last couple of years are no longer there. TJ's up in 5A. Aliquippa's down in 3A. So, you still have to worry about Newcastle, still have to worry about Montour, but I think they're a big step ahead. I think of those teams, but you never know what will happen. Keemon got hurt last year for a couple games. He was out, so health can definitely change the way of things.
And they were not the same.
And they were not the
Without
same.
him.
No. I covered the TJ game. They played them in the regular season. He only played a couple snaps in that game, got hurt. TJ won 16-7. He was healthy for the playoffs and the WPIAL semifinals. He ran for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He had a 98-yarder.
He had a 97-yarder. So, his impact can be felt when he's on the field, no doubt.
All right, let's jump to 5A. This is always fun, the 5A power rankings. Pine Richland Rams are the number 1 team. They were the WPIAL runners-up. I think someone had that picked during that show. Pine Richland is 1. Upper St. Clair, the Panthers are 2. Penn Trafford Warriors are 3. Bethel Park Blackhawks 4. Thomas Jefferson, a new 5A program. They are up with Bill Chirpak and the Jags at the 5 spot. The Woodland Hills Wolverines are 6. The Plum Mustangs, the Fighting McAfees, are 7. North Hills is 8. The Indians, followed by the Trinity Hillers at 9, and the Moon Tigers at 10. I'm going to start this with Moon has to feel really disrespected by your list.
I want a caveat.
North Hills,
I want a caveat.
Trinity?
This is before I ranked these guys, before Jance Henry and Tyrone Claytor got eligible. They would absolutely probably be 6 or 5 after this new rolling. That is,
I think they
that
still
is
should
major.
have been.
That is major.
I think they still should have been ranked at least 6.
I will say this as well. I will settle for 0, and I mean 0 plum disrespect this year. People are going to call me nuts. People are going to say Mr. Insider lost his fastball. Let me tell you this. Coach Matt Morgan has been building and building and building. All of a sudden, they have C.J. Hart, an electric running back. They have John Nunnenberg. This Nunnenberg fella can spin the ball like you can't believe it, quarterback. I want this guy on my team.
Where would you rank him in quarterbacks in the WPIL?
That's a wonderful question. Probably in the top 5.
Really?
Wow.
Whoa. Top 5?
My QB rankings are coming out, I believe, Thursday.
That was a loaded question, and I did not think I was getting that answer.
No, I did not
now,
expect
once
that.
again, so let me caveat this. This is not, in my opinion, as a prospect. This is as a high school football player right now. Mm-hmm. I think that kid is a lot like, oh, man, he smoked us at Central Catholic. Who was that Pete kid at Upper St. Clair? Went to W and J.
Talking about Pete Coughlin?
Coughlin. That guy. He's a lot like Pete Coughlin, where he can make these throws, he can run around, make some plays, he can turn around and hand it to C.J. Hart, and he can go to distance. I think the Mustangs are primed to take 5A by storm. I don't think that they're going to win it, but I think that they're going to get to the playoffs and probably get a win in the playoffs.
That's impressive, man. That's quite a call right
5
there, man.
is
Top
5.
Matt Morgan has been waiting. Here we go.
He hasn't played a game.
I mean, like I'm just thinking, and like no shade on John Nonnenberg because I am looking forward to seeing him play. I hear really good things, but you know, we did the top 5 quarterbacks, and we had listed Boo Boo Armstrong,
Boo Boo and
we
Strader,
had Ubi Strader, Owen Herrick, Gabe Jenkins, Javen Pill. Ooh, man, those are 5 pretty good ones right there.
I guess that's I probably should rank Gabe as a QB because I did not in my rankings for what it's worth. And I did have, I think how I have it ranked now is Peel's 4, Nonnenberg's 5, and Brady Brinkley is 6 at North Allegheny. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely calling a shot here. There's no doubt about it. I'm calling a shot.
I'm looking forward to this being a potential Norwin situation.
And we will. It could be a potential Norwin situation.
Never know.
How Tristan Tavares was last year, that's how Nunnenberg is. Oh, man.
Good comparison.
Oh no, Nunnenberg. I'm sorry. Hey, Tristan was a good player. He was a good player.
That is right.
But I think Upper St. Clair, though, definitely has some horses as well in 5A. I feel like we didn't touch on them enough. USC, I've been throwing up this U for years.
Oh, my gosh, this guy. He's unbelievable.
Mr. Banbury's back. Mr.
Robin
already
tweeted me. They already know the truth. They know the truth.
And I love Josh Snyder, the new QB, taking over the reins. I think the Panthers can cook.
I'm curious, Carlo. What do you think of Bethel Park this year?
I'm glad you asked. Bethel's going to be interesting.
Not as strong-willed as the season
I have them
ago.
in my top 5. I think they have 4 or 5 on my top prospect list. They have a QB, little Max Novak.
Yeah.
At QB,
grandson
of George Novak. I think Max Novak's going to be able to do some damage. I don't know if I put them in the championship contender range, but
that's another segment.
Yeah, correct. But I think Bethel Park's going to be a tough out.
Yeah, like,
Just-
I'm
I was
interested.
curious.
Like to see Will Sabados too, who was injured
Yeah.
for a good bit of last year. He's going to Miami of Ohio, so interested to see. Yeah, they got some good WPIAL guys again. Roman Thompson going to Miami, and they also got the Bethel Park kid. I'm interested to see TJ. Moving up from Class 4A to 5A. They were pretty talented bunch. That senior class has been really good all the way up through,
And they've been playing for like 3 years. All of them have been 3-year starters.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of them, but there's a handful of like 5, 6, 7 guys, like the Kane Egertons of the world,
Right.
the Deacon Cambris, the Cambros are the last of the Cambros are here, the Everett Beckleys. Those guys have been 3-year starters, and they're big, tough TJ Bill Chirpek coach kids. I don't count them out.
But it is a lot tougher of a road in the conference play where TJ is used to playing.
Yes,
They don't. You don't have a night off.
No.
And I think Bill Chirpek would admit, that conference.
We didn't
there's some
address
nights
the
off.
elephant in the room, gentlemen. If you go back to the rankings, who is missing from the rankings of my top 10?
Peters Township.
No,
No,
Peters
no.
Township. People aren't happy.
Yeah.
I think Peters struck while the iron was hot. They won
Yeah.
2 out of the last 3, made it 3 straight. I think they need a rebuild. I do think they need a
They
small
lost
small
so
rebuild.
much.
They did.
Oh, so much.
They did.
I think that they'll get West Allegheny in conference. They might get Trinity. If they get Trinity, they'll be in that 9 or 10
It's
spot.
another
But
team that's missing from your 5A power rankings. The Bob Palco West Allegheny Indians. You have Plum. You have Trinity.
I hate to say this. Do you want me to say it? I'll say it.
Oh, I want them to say it.
I think there's a chance, and I'm going to preface this. Bob Palco is the WPIAL coaching GOAT. I think
Bill
there's
Chirpek has entered the chat.
and yeah, for sure.
I'm saying.
But Bob Palco and West Allegheny, they need another year. I think it'll be tough for them to win 3.
Wow.
I mean, and it's not anything about it's the dang conference.
Sure.
I see a scenario where they could go over. They might split between Peters and Trinity.
I'm afraid of saying that only because Bob Palco traditionally did more with less.
True,
at West
true,
Allegheny.
true.
When he was just putting guys in the Wildcat, and they were somehow winning. And
but
they were in
that was-
championship
That
games.
was
They didn't have
years
quarterbacks.
and years and years of building the program, and I think he would be the first one to say. I seen a couple clips on social media where he said, "Hey, we are far away right now, gentlemen."
Well, you never heard him say, "Yeah, we're going to win a championship."
I was gonna say
either.
he is one to always
guarantee.
he is
Yeah,
one
right.
to under promise over deliver. I'll give you that.
I think he's almost right. I'm not saying they're going to win a championship, but I would not count West Allegheny out.
So the day I was over and I hung out with him, his first practice back over there, that same day we ran the 5A football preview, in which I had West Allegheny pick last in the conference.
Oh, why don't you get after him? Get after this guy.
So, as weird as that was to do, so I'm talking to him that day, and he's like going through boxes, getting out helmets and like cleaning jerseys and all this stuff. He does a lot of laundry over there, I'll tell you that. He did. I mean, he was there, like we were there till 11 p.m. doing laundry, and I brought that up. I was like, did you see our 5A preview this morning? And he's like, oh yeah, I saw it. and then he, and I'm thinking he's gonna say, oh, like I can't believe you had us last. And he said, well, like at least. He said, like, at least someone's listening to me, he said. So, like, he knows it's going to be tough. But then at the same time, does
Is
he
he
really
playing
feel
it?
that way?
Yeah.
Does he really feel that way?
This is the Don Shula NFL Coach of the Year.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like, right.
Yep,
Like, just-
yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just-
That's not an easy award to win.
No, and I'm not. I understand you need the horses. Everybody understands that, but he has traditionally done. I just go back to some of those years where they were just running the Wildcat, and I was like, "Who is that? I've never even heard of this kid." And they figured it out.
Yeah. They'll find a way to get some wins here at some point.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. They play TJ, so you'll get that Bill Chirpback versus Bob Pelko matchup. Pelko told me that he was joking with Chirp that like they're going to have rocking chairs on the sidelines for those two. So
That'll be a Steelers high school showcase game of the week.
that's a good one,
Yeah,
man.
on TV.
Yeah, like the two most championships
One and-
ever, right there.
yeah,
1 and
one
2.
and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
All right, 6A final power rankings here on the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Oh, bro. Well, we ranked 5 out of the 7.
I mean, should I have just done all 7? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Or just not have ranked them. Central Catholic, ho-hum, there's a surprise. The Vikings are 1 and the defending 2-time champions. They could be the first team ever to three-peat in 6A. North Allegheny, the Tigers are 2. Cannon Mac, the Big Macs are 3. Seneca Valley and the Raiders are 4. The Norwood Knights are 5. I'm more interested in everybody else other than Central Catholic because we know how good Central Catholic is, at least inside the WPIAL.
Mm-hmm. I think North Allegheny with Brady Brinkley, I think they can do it. I think that they absolutely have the horses to topple Central Catholic, but I'm not going to bet on it. Cannon Mac, I think this is their best team in years. They had 6 on my WPIAL top prospect list and 6 good ones, not Division III players, probably Division II, like real prospects. Seneca Valley, I think, is going to need another year. Seneca Valley, remember, they beat North Allegheny last year, so don't sleep on Seneca. And Norwin, I put you at 5. Norwin, you guys broke my hearts. You're lucky to even be ranked after what happened last year. I would even say Norwin was the beginning of the end when I missed that pick. I spiraled out of control. I had an 8-game lead and spiraled. So we'll see how 6A goes, but it might be more of the same.
Yeah, I think of all the classifications, Central Catholic's the heaviest favorite to win a WPIAL title, and I think they're going to win states this year. I think they get it done this year. We came out with state rankings today, and I had four teams from the WPIAL ranked number 1 in the state between Central Catholic,
I think you're
Richland,
biased.
Avonworth, and Clareton. But that might be a little biased, but there's some good teams. And just once since the move to 6 classes, have 4 WPIAL teams won state titles. That was back in 2021. So you could have a repeat maybe of that this year. But Central Catholic's loaded.
How's St. Joe's look?
That's they have a new quarterback this year, apparently. So does LaSalle. LaSalle has, those are kind of the 2 big powers out that way. Of course,
I think Roman Catholic bumped up is the catch-22 there.
Yeah. Roman Catholic in the mix too. It sounds like LaSalle is going to be probably the favorite out there this year. But St. Joe's has, Jet Harrison, another of the Harrison brothers over there. And he's like one of the top recruits in the country in his class. So I think they'll be in the mix. Harrisburg, we had talked a little bit pre-show, and we had mentioned maybe Central has some holes to fill defensively along the lines and at linebacker, so that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But man, offensively, how is anyone going to stop them? I mean, with that line, even minus John Sasek, we don't know how long he's going to be out for. Like one of their top linemen, but they still have 4 power forward linemen.
Now they only have 4 6'6" guys.
They have a quarterback that has offer from Ole Miss. They have a slew of running backs that are really good. I mean, they have a receiver, I think, committed to Navy. So, I mean, they're just super talented.
Yeah, they're going to be very good. 4 Division I running backs is tough. And I'll say this, Roman Thompson, he's another one where, he's committed to Miami of Ohio. They do an excellent job of evaluating talent. Roman Thompson might not be number 1, 2, or 3 on the WPIAL top prospect list, but he's number 1, 2, or 3 as WPIAL best overall player. For sure.
Yeah.
So that's another one where a prospect and a player, they're 2 different things. In Roman Thompson, that is a dude certified.
If I was starting a team, it's hard not to take.
You take Spell, but
you take Spell. But after Spell, I might take Roman.
I think it would be.
Really, it's not the quarterback at.
I mean, Boo Boo's probably
Boo Boo,
in the realm.
But it's more against him. It's not against you.
But the thing is, with Boo Boo, Roman Thompson plays offense and defense. So that I think is what separates it.
And he is such just a gamer. I mean, he means business. He is intense out there. He is just a tremendous leader. And I would love to have that.
And I was referencing you taking the plum quarterback.
Of course.
When the Plum Mustangs are in the WPIAL semifinals, I will have the last laugh.
All right.
One team that, I know we're
keep your receipts.
And I know as media, we're not supposed to root for any teams or anything, but a team that would be cool to see really do well this year would be Cannon McMillan. Mike Evans back on the sidelines. He took last year off as he battled cancer. He's back healthy now. I really want to see this Luke Sahida, the tight end junior, an offer from Ohio State.
Oh,
some
yeah.
other offers.
He's awesome.
He's going to be a big breakout guy this year.
I met him at a WPIAL media day. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? And then when he introduced himself, I was like, oh, you're the tight end with all them offers? Yeah, you look like it, pal. He's a dude.
I'm excited because we have the Steelers showcase game is Seneca Valley and Canamac.
Okay.
So I think that's 3 and 4.
That's gonna be good. Yeah,
I think that's going to be pretty cool to see. Kind of a race to see, can one of those two teams slide past North Allegheny and overtake them for the two?
Could be.
It could be. All right, time for some overreaction questions. When we come back, we're going to take a break, and we are going to figure out if we're already overreacting before we've even kicked this thing off here in 2026. And still to come, the best players in the WPIAL. We'll tell you who we think the best player to watch is in each classification. And, of course, we are still going to pick some of the top games around the WPIAL in week number 1. That's all to come and more on this edition, the lid-lifting edition of 2026 of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Black Bear Fundraising, in partnership with Vertical Raise Donation Platform, is proud to sponsor the WPIAL Insider Show Player and Coach of the Week Award. For over 25 years, we've been helping teams and groups raise the funds they need. From our premium discount cards to the Vertical Raise online platform, we've helped hundreds of programs raise millions of dollars. And just this year, we worked with Peters Township Football, helping them raise over $55,000 for their program. If you're looking for the best fundraising solution in the tri-state area, reach out to us today. Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh, the official fundraising partners of the WPIAL Insider Show.
Welcome back inside this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Back inside the Blastoff Cleaning Equipment Studios. That's Carlo, Brad, Matt. Really happy to have you back. Happy New Year, everybody, as we get you ready for WPIAL week number 1. And what better way to do that than to overreact to some potential statements, and we'll tell you if we are overreacting or it is a true statement. We'll start with something we almost alluded to earlier. Moon's late additions make them a championship contender.
I don't think that's an overreaction at all. I think Pine, I still think, is the favorite. But you get Jance Henry back in the backfield, that he's going to run for 1,500 yards, maybe 20 touchdowns. That getting an ace like that is massive. Especially he's a bell cow running back. He's going to get you that tough 3rd and 3 on the ground, 3rd and 4. You can rely on him. And then Tyrone Claytor, he's a young buck. He's a sophomore, but he got juice, man. He can stretch the field and go. I like Moon. These are 2 monster additions. Absolutely a championship contender.
I agree with you, and I will go back to the fact that Moon had Pine on the ropes in the semifinals with a backup quarterback. By the way, you had a couple
Henry,
missing.
He's already there.
You had a couple missing pieces to this wheel. Moon could be wheeling right back to Acrisure Stadium.
Yeah, and we've talked about, Ryan Lynn's a really good coach, and he gets a lot of his guys, he gets a lot out of his guys, and I could see them in. I agree. Like I think it does make them a championship contender, but the one caveat there is whether or not these kids are going to be eligible for the postseason.
Oh, good point,
we're
Brad.
Not, yeah, like we're not sure if Jance Henry. And,
Actually, we should have touched on that.
so, and that apparently, like we're recording this here on Tuesday, and that's still up in the air right now whether or not they're going to be eligible. But if they are, yes, then yeah, they are. Yeah, they should be in the mix.
All right, next one. Aliquippa in full rebuild mode for once. Are the Quips really in rebuild mode, Brad?
Yes, they are, and it's weird to say that. It's weird to say that like they're a sleeper team. Like who in the heck would ever sleep on Aliquippa? But it could happen a little bit this year. A lot of all those stars from past years are gone pretty much. I don't know if the line play is going to stack up to what it has been in years past. But at the same time, it's Aliquippa, and by week 6, by week 7, they're probably going to be like a formidable foe. So, but I think for the most part, yeah, this is a rebuild for them.
How many times do they need to do it? How many times does this team need to do it?
I know.
How many times? They were just only the 8th seed in 4A and won the whole darn thing.
That's what
they barely had a functioning starting team, and they figured it out. And then Marcus Council miraculously comes
healed.
back from injury.
Yeah,
and
he got healed by Jesus, I think.
Right. Yeah. There's just something about Aliquippa, and I'll also preface, I might feel a little different about this if they were in 4, but they're not. Mm-hmm. And look at their conference. That conference has Hopewell as a prohibited. Some other teams might surprise you. Maybe Beaver. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart has a couple pieces. Ambridge, Dan Bradley's back. Dr. Dan, he revitalized another program. There's a couple question marks in that conference, but true competitive teams, it's Hopewell. That's it.
And what Aliquippa will never be in rebuild mode. I'm sorry, Brad. I love you, but I've learned. Trust me, I've tried saying Aliquippa's in rebuild mode before.
I let him go first because he might have said they were.
No. I've learned my lesson. It's like betting against Matt Sig. When you learn your lesson, you just never think about it again. I think Cameron Cannon is going to step up in a major way. They have Miles Green coming back on the offensive line and defensive line. They have pieces, and at the end of the day, no matter what, it doesn't matter who they have lining up, the opposing team will see Aliquippa on the schedule. Yep. I mean, it goes back to the first round. If you remember, there was only one genius that took Trinity in the entire WPIAL to win the championship. Trinity has these guys dead to rights. They were done. All they had to do was snap a punt ball and punt it, and they're fine. All they had to do was kick a field goal, a 25-yard field goal, and they're fine. All they had to do was not take a sack on 3rd and 1, and they're fine. It doesn't matter. When you're lining up against Aliquippa and you have them backs against the rope, you better have a stone cold killer. McKeesport had them backs against the rope. Yep. That game started out with a banger. It's like, oh man, here comes McKeesport. Might be 49-0. And all of a sudden you look up, you're like, did Aliquippa just score on 4th and 40 a Hail Mary to win the game?
And did McKeesport bench Keemon Spell? Where did he go?
I mean, it's just one of those things where it's that brand power. Not many have it,
right?
And they do. So.
Yep. All right, very interesting. Next one, you alluded to a part of this next one, Carlo.
I did.
Fort Cherry suffers a big drop-off without Matt Sig.
I'm going to say no. They got some horses back, and Colin Sig is a freshman. He's going to have some freshman mistakes. Matt had some freshman mistakes. I think he has more pieces around him than Matt did when he was a freshman, though. So I think that they're going to go. But, hey, reminder, they lost in the semis last year. Yep. So I could see them right back where it's at. I'm not saying that they're going to win the whole thing, but I don't think it'll be a major drop-off.
The handsome producer that types these up, the emphasis is, for me, on the word big. Might be a drop-off, but I definitely don't think it's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
And I think that their realm is the semifinal, semifinal, and maybe depending on how
I would say if they lost in the first round of playoff, that's a big drop.
I would agree. Yeah. But I think with Colin, the pieces around him, it's kind of interesting because I saw Matt as a freshman against Cornell. I'm really excited to see Colin as a freshman against Jeanette in our Thursday night primetime game of the week later in the season. And I'm very interested to see. You mentioned those pieces around him, and I agree with you. I think Fort Cherry, it's going to be referred to as just Colin.
Yeah.
But
it's the Eli Salvanis, the
Correct.
running back, the Josh Silvieras, the tight ends, the Tyler Wolfs at running back, and then shout out to the big fellas online, the AJ Woodchecks and the Dylan Lux. Those guys are the guys that are going to navigate this ship and what?
waiting nothing.
But yeah, I just think
Navigate the ship right to the ship to the ship down the river.
it could be.
Yes, Brad.
Yeah. Plus another. Like you mentioned, Ryan Huey was another one.
Yeah.
Ryan Huey, top running back.
Is he back?
He's back as well. Did you leave him off the prospects list?
Is he a senior?
Yeah, he's a senior. Yeah.
Oh, I left him off the prospect list. Oh no, I have an apology for Mr. Huey.
Gotta redo it. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, that's a major.
You gotta cut my guy some slack.
Holy
He's
smokes.
expecting.
That's
you know?
yeah. Cut me some slack. I have a little insider
I got
on the
you,
way.
buddy, yeah.
That
I'm a
is
company guy now.
That's a major blemish. That's
Yeah,
a
so it
major.
is.
Holy
So
smokes.
I don't see much of a drop off there. And Colin Sig, I mean, I think he's a better passer. It seems like than Mac. You know, maybe not as dynamic as a runner, but he's a pretty good passer. So
I think Matt has said it that he thinks that he can be a better passer.
Matt didn't pass last year.
Or the year before.
right? Yeah. Yeah, but that should be. I'm excited to see what he brings. But yeah, I don't think there's much of a drop off there.
All right, next one. No one outside of Seton LaSalle and Bishop Canavan has a shot at winning 2A. Brad.
I agree. I mean, and no, like some of these other teams are going to win conference titles. They're going to make, a few of these teams are going to make the semifinals, but it's just difficult to see anyone outside of Canavan or Seton winning that title this year. It just seems they are such above everybody else. Some teams with some interesting pieces there that, definitely have potential, but I just can't see anyone beating either of those teams.
I think Brad hit the nail right on the head. Agreed.
I think words mean things. And to do that, does any other team have a shot? They have a shot.
They have a shot.
It's a little shot.
Yeah.
It's not.
I can't even think of a team.
I just think that there are some times, and we have all lived through it, there are sometimes a team just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I'm just saying it's possible. It's not. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction to eliminate the rest of the field.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
If it was if it was that Seton and Bishop Canavan had the best chance to win, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But no other team has a shot. Well, then why even play the games?
Yeah. I'll give you that.
All right. Yeah,
Nobody
I've got-
gave South Park much of a shot a couple years ago when they beat Seton
I
LaSalle.
think I've been talking to your wife too much. I'm getting into the litigation
Yeah,
terms here.
no,
Words mean
that's- yeah.
things.
Words mean you have to be very particular.
Right.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh, man. Good thing she doesn't watch this deep into the show.
Attorneys.
Damn
All right,
attorneys.
last one, overreaction questions. This one's a good one. Bob Palco will guide West Allegheny to the playoffs his first season back. These two have already answered
What an
this question.
overreaction. I mean, he's a great coach, maybe the GOAT. Can't do it this quickly in 5A. If he was in 4A, I'd give him a shot. 5A, tough.
Words mean things. This says Bob Palco will guide West Allegheny to the playoffs. I'm not convinced at that.
Yeah.
He could.
Yeah,
But-
but will he?
I don't know. That Allegheny 6 is a dogfight.
Yes.
And I think we're not talking about enough about how good Upper St. Clair is going to be. I think Bethel Park is going to be pretty darn good. TJ is absolutely going to be a contender. And there's 3 teams right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think picking against Pelco is similar to picking against Aliquippa.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel. It just
Yeah.
doesn't feel right. You're gonna get, like it's gonna burn you. That said, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to fall short of it. But then again, it wouldn't surprise me if they get in because it's Bob Pelko, and they do have some talent over there. I was there for that practice. 6'5" quarterback Donovan O'Connor there, and they have some other pieces too. Brody Cornell, son of the longtime defensive coordinator over there, Brian Cornell. So
And baseball coach.
And baseball coach, exactly. So they're going to be much better than people expect, but I don't think they get to the playoffs.
All right, a little rapid fire for you. We're going to name off our players to watch in each classification. We've talked a lot about them. Maybe some will surprise you. Maybe there's a couple that we don't. So let's start in 6A. Which Central Catholic player are you guys picking?
I'm going to go North Allegheny here. I'm going to go Brady Brinkley, the QB. I think if North Allegheny does it and topples Central Catholic again, I think it'll rely on him. I think he's good enough to do it. He's a coach's son. He's been a starter there for 3 years. I think Brady Brinkley is a nice pick there.
I'm going to go with maybe one of the more less talked about players on Pittsburgh Central Catholic, running back Chris Black.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's an electric player. Also does a lot in the special teams game, returning punts and kicks. Give me Chris Black.
Okay, that's a good pick. I'm going to be like Carlo and actually go with a non-Central Catholic player.
I make the joke, and then I think
You're the one to go.
yeah, egg on my face.
I'm going to go with Giovanni Rothroff, the running back from Norwin, led Class 6A in rushing last year. Had over 100 yards, I think, in all but 2 games. He had a great year. Probably more on him this season with Tristan, with Tristan Tavares now off to college. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings.
All right, 5A we go. Brad, we'll snake draft this thing. You're up first.
All right. My runner-up is going to be a guy that we mentioned already, Josh Snyder from Upper St. Clair. I think he's going to have a big breakout season as quarterback there. But I'm going to go with Cody Iacomelli from Penn Trafford. He's going to be their quarterback this year.
Jerk. I wasn't going to go Iacomelli. I'll tell you what.
Brother of Cade Iacomelli, of course, former Penn Trafford star, and he helped them win a state title. Cade was on Bruce Feldman's freak list. I think it was last year. And his brother Cody is a freak too. I still am in awe. He did a 50-inch box jump off of 1 foot in the offseason, off of one leg, which is like phenomenal. Which is, the world record's, I think, 53 or 54 inches, and he's only a couple inches up. But he is like one of those, if they had a high school combine, like going on right now, he would probably have just incredible numbers on that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does at quarterback. Penn Trafford, one of the top teams in 5A.
Talked about Thomas Jefferson. I'm going to go with the running back. Stick with the running backs here. Give me Tyler Eber, one of the workhorses of the WPIAL, carrying the ball 40 times a game. If he has a successful year, Thomas Jefferson will find themselves in a championship game.
Yeah, you guys are both spot on. I was actually going to go Ben Grabowski at Penn Trafford. The Grabowski-Iacomelli duo is going to be a lot of fun. But I'm going to go chalk here. I'm going to go Aaron Ubi Strader. Ubi is electric. He's another one, just an excellent high school football player. I do think he's a Power 5 level QB. He's committed to Kent State. QB is, as I said, more of a musical chairs. You have to find your spot early. I'm going to go Ubi Strader. If they win the championship, it will be on his back. And he's already done it before as a freshman and sophomore, I believe. So,
all right, to 4A, I'm going Brandon Bennett.
Oh, that's a good one.
At Montour, quarterback for the Spartans. I think Montour is going to be a lot better maybe than some teams, some people expect. Obviously, Lucero and the offensive mind that he is. And Montour was just a few moves away from beating Newcastle and finding their way into that championship game. So I think I'm going to go Brandon Bennett and the Spartan quarterback there.
You want me to give you a deep pull?
Oh, I love the deep pulls.
Oh, boy.
Chartiers Valley has a player. His name is Owen Weegriff. And I noticed he had these unbelievable combine scores. And I make a tweet about him. And head coach Spence says, hey, shh, we don't want anybody to know about this kid. Shh. They're moving him as kind of he's probably a wide receiver, but they're moving him as a wildcat quarterback type of deal. I think Owen Weegriff and 4A going to make a lot of noise. So
interesting. All right, I'm going to go chalk on mine big time. I'm going to go with Keemon Spell. I'm interested to see a couple of things. Number one, they are not going to be straight flex bone this year like they have for the past 40 or so years. They're going to be giving him the ball out of the I formation, out of the shotgun. He's going to be doing a lot of things he's doing when he gets down to Georgia. So I'm interested to see some of the different ways they use him. And what I'm also curious of is I wonder if he's going to be on any sort of pitch count as far as carries. How quickly does he get out of games when it maybe starts to get out of hand a little bit? Has Georgia said anything to them about maybe trying to preserve him a little bit, considering what they're going to be paying him once he gets to college? I don't have.
Are you going to release the number in your article?
Yeah, I'll say it actually right now. Yeah, 1 million is what he's getting.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Wow.
Wow, breaking news here! Wow,
A little more than 50.
Yeah, a little more.
Yeah, 1 million, which is I'm sure the most any WPIAL player has gotten from NIL. Quentin Martin was probably getting a decent amount.
Can I hold a buck? Come on,
come on. We were talking. His car was parked right in front of the stadium, and he has like a Honda Civic. Which he said, it's nice now. It gets him around pretty well, but he thinks he's going to have a much nicer ride when he gets down to Georgia. I think so. Yeah, I think he's going to do pretty good.
That has to be so hard for a teenager to stay in the moment, knowing what is ahead for him and what the bank account is going to look like in a few months. And you're just imagine you're sitting in algebra and you're like, $1 million in my bank account in a couple months. Why?
I don't know. I don't know if I would have the Pythagorean theorem down. If I was
correct. No
way.
Yeah, you read this book.
Yeah.
And he's and he's definitely in the minority as far as what a true freshman's going to get in college.
Sure.
But also he's in the minority that he's getting paid now through some deals. He has a deal with a company called Battle where he wears their gear, and he recently hooked up. His agency is now Drew Rosenhaus's company, right. So he's with a big dog.
Yeah, pretty
down there.
good agent there.
And so they're hooking him up with different deals. He even did a thing on Instagram last week. He was promoting Gatorade. Yep. So I mean, he's
hey, make that money, young man.
Kid, man, number 1 running back in the country.
All right, 3A to the best or players to watch that we're looking forward to seeing this season. Brad, you're up at 3A.
My one, and a kid that I'm, speaking of those good measurables, a kid that he had a really good year statistically last year, but his measurables are so good. I'm excited to see what he can do. Tevin Owen Katzenberg.
I knew he was going to take it. I knew he was going to take it.
Yeah. Tevin Owen Katzenberg from Highlands. I think he rushed for 1,400 yards last year. We did a Fab 22, preseason Fab 22, and I put him on there. I maybe it was just some wishful thinking on my part that he's going to have this big breakout year, but he seems like a kid that by season end is going to have some, I'm not saying Ohio State and Notre Dame are going to be offering, but he's going to have some offer. Mm-hmm. He's going to have a good, a good bit of interest. But he's one of the WPIAL's best running backs, and I think he has a 42-inch vert, runs pretty well. So big things for him coming.
I needed to go chalk in 3A. I think we've talked a good bit about him, but we also him and I were featured in. Football Town this spring.
You guys are tied together forever.
We're going to tie together with me and Boo Boo Armstrong talking about could he be the next great quarterback if he goes on to do great things. That clip is going to be played forever and a day. But give me James Boo Boo Armstrong and the Hopewell Vikings.
I'm going to take and I'm just going to keep saying his name because when they start winning, I'm going to say, I told you so. Give me Akiva Woods at Aliquippa.
Yep.
He's going to have a big load this year because
you're going to
they're
say,
going to need
I told
it.
Brad so.
Yeah, correct. I told Brad so. But no,
feel free to do it.
The general consensus around the WPO is, hey, Aliquippa might be down this year. So
I think 3A might level it a bit. If they were still in 4 in that conference, I think that would have created problems. But 3 might hide them unless Ambridge got something cooking. I'm just saying.
Never know, man.
Dr. Dan. All right, 2A we go. Carlo, before Brad steals another one of yours.
Ooh, I don't know if he would take this one. I'm going to go Wyatt Sparbaney at Western Beaver.
You are a big Wyatt Sparbaney guy.
I am a big fan of this kid, and if they're going to do what some are saying, which is, hey, can somebody topple Seton LaSalle or Bishop Canevin? I think Western Beaver is right in that realm, and with Wyatt, they might be able to do it.
All right. I'm going to go Kia Jones Jr., St. LaSalle. Honorable.
It's Kai Jones.
Kai.
you jerk.
Okay, fine. Minikin Johnson from Bishop Canada.
Hey, Minikin Johnson's a dude.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, he's a dude.
No, I really like Minnie. And that's right. Minikin, right? I'm saying that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's it.
Just,
They call him Minnie.
Either-
and he is
yeah.
not Minnie.
he is not Minnie.
So then your choice was Minicon Johnson. That was who you went
Yeah,
with
you know
then?
what? Yeah, because I can't say Kia's name right.
My pick's going to be Kai Jones from St. LaSalle. Kai Jones, no relation to Kia Jones. Kai Jones. Talk about like his recruitment has blown up since last year. Over 30 offers now.
Yeah, I still can't say his name right.
But you know, he'll be playing defensive back in college, but also a dual threat quarterback. Looking forward to seeing what he can do on both sides of the ball.
All right, 1A. I think you guys aren't going to know this one.
Yeah.
He's a freshman. That's what we're going to be hearing. How about Jason Jarrett from Clarendon, the son of former running back at a star? He was a Post-Gazette Fab 22. His dad, Jason Jarrett,
Okay.
senior, and the nephew of Tyler Boyd.
Oh, pretty
look
good
at that.
bloodline.
Man,
Pretty
good one.
good,
Pretty good.
bloodline.
There's my pull.
Yeah, that's a nice pull.
Thank
Very
you.
nice pull.
What position is he playing?
He's going to be like wide receiver, defensive back. So
Okay.
wherever Wayne Wade needs to put him,
Oh, interesting.
they're going to find a spot for him.
Nice.
All right, yeah, I'm going to stay on that same team and go with Keith Craven, the quarterback over there. Like Colin Sig, could easily take Colin Sig here too. But Keith Craven, first year starter. They got some veteran guys on that team, but with the guy that you picked and the guy that I picked, good, really good freshman class too over there.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go.
right.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Clarendon just keeps it cooking.
they do.
I'm going to go Jace Powell at Jeanette.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of him. I think that they're going to utilize him in ways he's never been used before, and we'll see what the Jayhawks can do.
All right, there you go. There is our players to watch. When we come back, we will take a look at who we think are going to win it all. Why even play this season? We're going to tell you who's going to be holding the trophy at Acrisure Stadium and at Pine Richland come November anyway. We're going to give you our champions, our runners-up, and a sleeper, or maybe a team that will just be left sleeping. Either way, that's to come and more. Of course, picks also on the back half of this break, so you don't want to go anywhere. The first 2026 edition of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates, continues after this.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Black Bear Fundraising, in partnership with Vertical Raise Donation Platform, is proud to sponsor the WPIAL Insider Show, Player and Coach of the Week Award. For over 25 years, we've been helping teams and groups raise the funds they need. From our premium discount cards to the Vertical Raise online platform, we've helped hundreds of programs raise millions of dollars. And just this year, we worked with Peters Township Football, helping them raise over $55,000 for their program. If you're looking for the best fundraising solution in the tri-state area, reach out to us today. Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh, the official fundraising partners of the WPIAL Insider Show.
And welcome back inside the WPIAL Insider Show. Brad Everett, Carlos Zofko, I'm Matt Fargo. Blast Off Cleaning Equipment Studios, all presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates,
We
it is time.
have some Taco Beaver Falls sauce, all AstroTurf. What else?
Yeah, the blue vase. You want to talk about that
Get
one?
the home team collections
about the blue
jersey,
vase?
the blue vase. Yeah, that gets me into trouble still.
Yep. How about home team collections? Haven't talked about the Lopes representing in our inaugural show here in 2026. They're rocking them.
You will never find a better
They're
jersey
so
frame.
They're so nice.
I
I
mean,
need you
it-
to smudge it up.
The home teams collections. We got a whole catalog of WPIAL to showcase this year on the show. But yeah, starting off strong with Avonworth.
Yeah. Speaking of hometown collections, I saw a list. I think it's Drew Schaffino has been tweeting out a list of like the old Fab 22 teams and the Fab
I've been
5
enjoying
teams.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been some good names, to see those names. And he tweeted out the 1998 team, or no, it was a 97 team. It was my senior year of high school. And Josh Bostic, a friend of mine, was on the team, but also Chad Reed was on the team, who owns Hometown Collections. Yeah, because he played it.
Really?
He played over at Latrobe, and
Yeah.
he was a Fab 22 guy. I
I'm
believe, in
gonna have to
97,
call
yeah.
Chad. Say what the heck? I didn't know that. Very cool.
All right, now time to crown some champions. WPIAL Insider known for being champions of our own right. So now time to hand out the hardware well before the championships are played in November. And we will start in 6A because it should be the quickest. Central Catholic, North Allegheny, everyone else.
Yes. It's Central and NA. Central winning it, and sleeper. I'm gonna go Cannon Mac here. I like Ty Jansma and Coach Evans is back, so yeah, give me Cannon Mac as the sleeper.
I like that.
I'm the same way as you. I'll take Central over NA with Cannon Mac as a sleeper.
All right, 5A. Who wants to lead off in 5?
I'll lead this one off.
All right.
I'm gonna go Pine Richland over Upper St. Clair. I think those are the two top dogs. And I've already harped on them. I've already said my statement. The Plum Mustangs. All in on the Mustangs this year. Big sleeper.
I'm going to go Pine Richland over Thomas Jefferson in the championship game. And you know what? Some coming into this show might had said, what do those nerds know about ball? And, and some might say that I won't pick Pine Richland because nerds don't know ball. But because nerds know ball, I'm going to pick Pine
You're taking
Richland.
Pine. Okay, that makes sense.
My sleeper, I'm going to change it because I didn't think they were a sleeper, but because Carla put them at number 10 in the rankings, Moon is my sleeper.
That's no fair moon. I put them at 10 before I had all the facts. That's
I still think they were too low before you had the facts.
yeah, I don't disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take Pine, Pine over Upper St. Clair in the final, and I'm going to go with Bethel Park, those Blackhawks.
Nice.
I'll make them my sleeper team.
4A, Brad.
Got to go with McKeesport, 4 times the charm with them. And they're going to beat Montour in the final, which we'll get to see that matchup here pretty early in the season. And then give me South Fayette. South Fayette is my sleeper over there. I can't remember where they are in the power rankings. But
Fourth.
Fourth in the power. So, it's not a, not a huge
Real-
stretch by any
real
means or
dormant
anything
team
like
there,
that. But yeah, I want to see Aiden Wright's a guy that, like his name's really blown up here over the offseason. So looking forward to seeing him.
I am going to go Montour over McKeesport.
Oh, okay.
I don't. It's almost like at this point there's a spell
Yeah.
casted against this.
It could be.
the
Like a
Tiger.
Keymon spell.
Yeah,
Right.
And my sleeper's going to be Central Valley.
Okay.
It's weird to say Central Valley is a sleeper, but I think in this scenario, I think that they are.
Yeah, I mean you have them 6th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go oh my God. I'm going to go McKeesport over Newcastle. And I flipped this in my head a million different times because I could definitely see Newcastle winning it, but I'm going to go McKeesport over the Canes. My sleeper, the Shaler Titans. Yeah. I love this.
They are sleeping.
Braden Witowski, one of the fastest guys confirmed in the WPIAL via 40-yard dash testing. And I'll tell you what, they have a thumper, Jaden Conrad at middle linebacker. I think the Shaler Titans might be able to make some noise in 4A here.
All right, to 3A, Carlo.
Ooh, I am... Boo-boo, I'm sorry, not your year yet. I'm going to go the same as last year, Avonworth propel Imani football, I'm going to respect Coach Johnson's wishes.
I'm going to ask the athletic director. I want to know this officially here.
My sleeper team, I don't disagree. Sleeper team, I'm going to go Highlands. I think Brad hit the nail on the head with Tevin Owen Kratzenberg. I think he could make some noise there.
All right,
go.
All right, yeah, I think Hopewell's still a year away from me. That junior, I mean, they're just loaded with.
Yeah, I think they're a year
in that
away.
Class. Tough to see them beating Avonworth this year, but we'll see. Again, we'll see Friday how those teams stack up. And my sleeper team's going to be Aliquippa. I said earlier that they're in rebuild mode, and I stick to that statement. But I think by come October, they're going to be a dangerous foe, and they're going to be a team that no one wants to play in the postseason, as has been the case for 100 years.
There is going to be a championship won in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania this year. It's going to be the Hopewell Vikings. Hopewell over Avonworth in the championship. I think they're going to figure it out. And I'm not even saying that that's who I'm picking this week.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
And my sleeper, I thought it's kind of funny because I thought I was going to go and be like, my sleeper, because Brad thinks that they're not going to be in, is going to be Aliquippa, and then he picked them as a leader. So Aliquippa certainly cannot be a sleeper, but give me West Mifflin.
Okay.
Give me Titans.
Armin Hill,
Yeah.
tough to tackle, man. Tough to
Give me
tackle.
the fight of Brad
much
Edwards.
much love. I appreciate
Yes.
that.
2A we go. I forget who's supposed to go now.
I think it's me.
Okay.
I'm going to take Seton LaSalle over Bishop Canavan. I'm going to go full chalk here. Give me the sleeper team as... Give me KO as the sleeper. I like KO. They had a couple guys on my prospect list. Brody Kickler, a sophomore QB. He's coming along, came to my showcase and impressed. He hit a bunch of camps this summer. He's big. He's still a sophomore. But I think he starts figuring it out. I like KO as a sleeper.
I like Seton LaSalle over Canavan. Nishanik is my sleeper. Remember when we said no team had a shot? If any team can have a shot at just figuring it out, all you got to do is beat them once. Laurel proved that against Fort Cherry in single A.
100%.
Give me the Lancers as my sleeper.
All right. I might get a text from Tim Storino about this one, but I'm going to take Canavan over Seton.
There we go.
Oh, man. He already doesn't like you, Brad.
I know, man.
You're in the dog.
I'm really diggking that hole.
They're gonna send those crickets from St. Clair over to Seton LaSalle.
I know. Seriously. Hey, man, like USC and Lebo, already getting at it on social media.
Big time.
It is. It's electric. Can't wait.
But yeah, I'll take Canavan over Seton, and Still Valley's my sleeper team.
All right, 1A, Brad.
All right, Clareton over Fort Cherry is going to be the championship game there. And sleeper Laurel made it to the championship game last year.
So are they a sleeper?
Maybe.
The runner-up?
Well, I mean, they're not. It's like they're not ranked this high this year. Where are they in the power rankings?
Six.
They're Laurel 5. They're
Laurel
5.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Just outside of the semifinals?
Yeah, it's not like they're second, but
I'm sorry,
people are
Brad.
probably sleeping on them a little bit this year, But so no one's talking about Laurel, but I'm going to talk about them. I think they're going to be a sleeper team this year.
I like Clarendon over Fort Cherry, and Cornell is my sleeper.
Yep. Good pick.
I also think that sometimes we don't know all the pieces that Ed Dawson has out there in the 1-5-108 because of the NAS prep.
co-op, yeah.
Yeah, there's I
At
think
what
that's
point do they start calling themselves NAS Prep?
Or they could just call them the Cornell NAS Preps.
That's what Propel Imani does.
I know.
Yeah, I was driving. I just drove past the other day, Frank Letary Stadium.
Coriopolis, Pennsylvania.
Great spot to see.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm going to go Clarendon over Fort Cherry with my sleeper. I'm going to keep beating this drum all year long. The Shenango Wildcats, Nico DeSalvo. I'm all in on this kid, so we'll see what Shenango can do. I don't even know if I'm saying the high school correctly.
What do you mean?
Is it Shenango?
Shenango.
Okay. Just making sure.
What other pronunciation have you heard?
Hey, the way it's spelled,
Shenango.
Yeah.
Shenango.
I don't know. Shenango. Yeah, I'm all in. Shenango.
On the what?
On the Wildcats.
On the Wildcats. Nice. I always wonder how good an all Newcastle school would be if you put together Shenango, Union.
Goodness, yeah.
Well, that's what they do out in
Shannick.
Harrisburg and all them in their powerhouses. Yeah, that would be a
Newcastle proper.
powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 6 schools out there in a very small radius.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing
Just
it out
saying.
there. Yeah. I'm just saying. All right. Now we're just picking. It's time for the picks. Defending champion, Brad Everett.
Yes.
2-time champion myself. Never has finished higher than last.
I can't wait to silence all the haters this
He
year.
said that
I
last
can't
year.
wait. And it's just going to be a little bit sweeter this year.
I think, though, 4 years in, if you don't,
People are going to start
the hot
asking
seat.
questions. Yeah.
How inside is the
Yeah.
insider?
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to change the name of the show, I think. I don't know.
We've done fine.
You know, like you see more and more videos of people who are in fantasy football leagues, and the loser of that fantasy football league has to do something.
I don't like where this is going.
I like
If you
that.
don't win
like
again
where
this
this is
year,
going.
we should plan something that you
I
have to do.
don't like where this is going.
All of a sudden, he's not feeling very confident. All of a sudden,
Not to give away the location of our highly confidential podcast location, but I think outside of this building would be a good like lemonade stand in January to the loser.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Frozen
brother.
lemonade. Yeah.
Yeah, frozen lemonade.
Yeah. I think you get a lot of customers, and all the coaches that you picked against stop by. It'd be great.
Oh man, there would be a lot of
Could make it a
traffic
big
on
thing,
on 376 where this podcast is located.
We're on 79. Come on, not 376.
Yeah, we're at 19. All right, time to pick some games. Really excited for all these fun, and also on the newly to be rolled out website.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too soon to say that?
No,
Okay,
but
maybe.
maybe, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick every game this year.
The Fargo forecast.
Fargo football forecast is
okay.
coming out. So if I don't do well here, I could probably do what Carlo does and switch my pick online.
It's that easy. Yeah, I know. He makes it look easy.
Oh, my goodness. You got a 50-50 shot. of you picking
Yeah.
everywhere.
Somebody's gonna win.
All right. Bishop Canavan against UPrep. Little WPIAL City League battle to get things rolling along. And the defending champion, I'll let you elect to receive or defer. Would you like to go first?
I will receive.
Okay.
Yes, I will. The first game, some really good matchups at KDK Football Classic there over at the Wolf Arena this weekend. This is game 1 over there. And I will take Canavan. UPrep did lose a lot. They returned their quarterback, Deshaun Adair. But I just don't I think the Crusaders, get off on the right foot. Rod Still, 1-0 start.
I like Bishop Canavan as well.
I do as well, but this is a scary game for Bishop Canavan, and UPrep is they're 5A, correct? Or 4A?
4, I want to say 4, but
Yeah, I mean it's a significantly bigger class. Remember, Bishop Canavan is 1A. They bumped themselves up to
Voluntarily.
2A. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's
just
good.
something to think about.
Yep. But we all go Canavan.
Yes.
All right, another one of those games Friday night at the Wolf Arena. Pittsburgh Central Catholic going up against Bergen Catholic.
New Jersey power.
New Jersey, out there in Jersey. I'm curious on what the Central Catholic Viking has to say about this game.
I'm gonna go with the Vikes. I picked LaSalle last year in that game, and I was correct. I picked St. Francis the year prior. I was correct. I don't know much about Bergen Catholic. I know that they lost a couple guys, but the transfer portal's wide open over there in New Jersey. But I think the Vikes are seasoned enough. I think they get it done here.
Yeah,
And sorry to cut you off, Brad. Shout out to Ryan Lehmeyer, head coach of Central Catholic. Never ever runs from a week 0, week 1 opponent. So
No.
right.
that's awesome.
And it's great seeing these like WPIAL teams face off against these, powers from different states and everything. And and just like you mentioned that LaSalle game, that was a tough baptism by fire for some of the Central guys last season,
Including Owen Herrick.
including Owen Herrick. Yeah, playing a team like that talented in the first game. But he's more seasoned now. They have more seasoned guys. What a quarterback matchup, though. some big offers for Owen Herrick already, and Bergen Catholic's quarterback's an Oklahoma commit. So
Can I change my pick? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Is he a dual threat guy or a pocket passer?
I believe a dual threat.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, I mean, this very well could be like Kyler Murray or,
like
Baker Mayfield.
Spencer
Yeah,
Rattler.
right. We just don't know. John Mateer.
Caleb Williams. Oh, no.
So, but I think Central, I think they get it done. I don't think they lose a game this year.
This is why I let Brad go first sometimes. I'm going to go Bergen Catholic, just on a hunch. I think, no. I hear their quarterback's kind of good. And I forget even who said that. Oh, man. Sometimes there is points to being the host, right? All right. Let's jump back into some WPIAL versus WPIAL teams. Ken and McMillan, Big Macs, go to Peters Township. Boy, I think this is interesting, and I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off, guys. Ken and McMillan.
I think everybody thinks this is going to be a trendy upset pick. I think a lot of the WPIAL media would agree. Cannon Mac is the play here. Peters has lost a lot. If I will say Peters Township beats Cannon Mac, that's going to send a shockwave to the WPIAL.
They were hiding some people in the closets.
Yeah,
Peters.
Yeah.
I mean, big. A lot of losses, Peters Township, especially quarterback. And it sounds like Nolan DeLucia is pushing for the starting job at Villanova.
How about that? That would be so
That
cool.
would be, man, I mean, he threw for a ton of yards. He was a mainstay in that offense at Peters, but a lot of changes there, and I like Cannon Mac to get that win on the road.
Ran into the DeLucias over the summer, and they came up to me and reminisced
We're
about
like family.
we went on a little bit of a limb, and now I think we can get Thanksgiving dinner at the DeLucia family.
Oh, yeah. I got my Christmas card from them.
And Big Bros over at Upper St. Clair.
Yeah.
So coaching and working in the athletic department over there at USC. So, yeah, we go against Peters Township, but the DeLucia family doesn't mind anymore. No. All right. Big rivalry game out in the West Hills. Moon, the Tigers go to Thomas J. Barco Stadium in Kennedy, McKees Rocks, Robinson.
I don't know what that is truly considered.
You know what? I've lived next there my whole life, and I have no clue what it is officially is. I don't know.
I mean, I live in the district. I have like a Coriopolis zip code, but it's really considered Kennedy Township from what I know where I'm at. So I don't know.
With that being said, oh man, this is way harder than I thought.
It got much tougher in the last 24 hours. Or the last 5 hours.
All right, I'm going to say Moon needs a week or two to figure it out. Give me Montour at home.
Ooh, I'm actually going to go Moon here. I'm going to go Moon. I like Montour, but Montour kind of always lets us down in the early season recently. They always pick it up around conference play. I'm going to go Moon.
I think Montour comes out like gangbusters, and I think they put up a pretty big performance. We talked about Brandon Bennett. Also,
hold on, wait, who are you picking?
He just said.
Yeah, I'm taking Montour.
Good night, Carlo. Welcome to the island.
I'll take a Moon Islander. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm on a Bergen Catholic guy. I can't even say the team.
Yeah, that's the island of the century. That was the opposite when you two had North Allegheny and I had Norwood.
Oh yeah. And Norwood. They
were alive. They were alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take Montour. Also looking forward, in addition to Brandon Bennett, looking forward to seeing Archie Collins play. Archie Collins, great freshman year last year, considered one of the top sophomores in the country.
All right, North Catholic, the Trojans are at Seton LaSalle, and those running Rebels. Brad.
Give me the Rebels. North Catholic, they have to replace Joey Filitsky. Big time, one of the old-time leading passers in WPIAL history. They got a new guy in there at quarterback. Will Tropiani, I think, is the quarterback over there.
Nice player.
He has a really nice target, man. Like Will Waskevich is like an undersized guy that's probably going to put up big numbers.
He's so savvy too.
He's a kid. If he was a couple inches taller, he's probably getting all kind of big time offers. But I'll take Seton in that opener.
I like Seton LaSalle and the Rebels as well.
I'm in agreement. Brad hit the nail on the head.
Oh, this is a dandy. All things being considered, it's not our game of the week for the Steelers Showcase, but due to some scheduling, we needed to make it to the Upper St. Clair game this week. Congratulations, Corey Berger, on your wedding. If it wasn't your wedding, this would have been our game. Avonworth and Hopewell. a doozy of a game to get things rolling in 3A. You might know that I picked the Hopewell Vikings to win the championship, but I'm not picking them to win this game. Sometimes you don't win or lose, you win and you learn. And I think Hopewell's going to learn what they need in this one, but give me Avonworth on the road.
I'm going to go with the Hopewell Vikings. I think Nasir Wade and Mr. Armstrong get it done. And I will say, I had mentioned that it might have been a scrimmage. It was close between scrimmage and game. And I know that Hopewell was really much so pushing for, no, I want this to be a game. So I think that should say something. So
yeah, Hopewell, that backfield is one of the best in the WPIAL. I mean, which is, not a stretch to really say that or anything, but two great nicknames, Boo Boo and Bruiser, there in the backfield. And, but even at home, got to go with the defending state champs off of that
boy.
like that. Yeah.
Yikes. I'm on two tough islands.
Oh boy.
Yeah. He's already kicking himself over there.
No, I'm very confident in Hopewell.
North Hills at North Allegheny. The rivalry returns as Eric Kasparovich, he wants it back. They're putting the games back on radio. They're really returning the program back to
are they doing the Red Zone Media again?
Yes, they
Good
are.
for them.
Alex Panormius and his band of...
Yeah, he was decades ahead of his time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, streaming the games. That was before. For those
like
of you,
the 90s.
Yeah, this is before MSA. It was before Naughtycom. It was the original OG streaming. The first people streaming high school football in the WPIAL. Alex Panormius and Red Zone Media. Shout out to Alex and being kind of a. Now the word is escaping me. He was a. I don't want to call him a forefather, but somebody who was laying the foundation for what this league is now.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Man, that word is escaping me too. What am I? Brad, you're good with words. You write for a living.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying.
Don't put this pressure on me.
No.
Who you picking then, Brad?
Yeah, right. Yeah, who you picking? I'll think of the word.
Give me, if this was at North Hills, I'd be very, very tempted to pick North Hills. But being that it's NA, I'll go with the Tigers.
Yeah, I just think Eric Kasparovich needs more than 6 or 7 months to figure this out to beat a program like Art Walker and North Allegheny off the jump. Give me an A.
Yeah, my heart says I really want to pick North Hills because I just think it would be a great way to kick off the season of Eric's back and you beat NA and it's the first game that you're back as a head coach and he's been waiting and licking his chops for this opportunity to get NA and nothing's better than beating NA at NA and at the U as some refer to it. But I say that all that to say give me North Allegheny. If this was week, I want to see what they have before we're going out there and picking. Dickory Dock. Hickory and Westinghouse play in the KDKA Kickoff Classic at Saturday at the Wolf Arena.
We need to talk to the handsome producer. Neither of these teams are WPIAL teams.
I thought that.
That's a good point. But it is. But in my take, it is one of the best. Top 10 games. These are two teams.
Yeah,
ranked in the
it
state.
is a good game.
Yeah. Two teams in the state. You have the Hickory Hornets. They're one of the top teams in Class 3A, and Westinghouse in Class 2A. I think people forget how good this Westinghouse team is because they lost in the City League Championship game last year. But they have over a half dozen kids with Division I offers. With Power 4. They have a couple Power 4 guys on that team. Their defense, DeJour Pickney, they're on the defensive line. And of course, Deshaun Blanchard at linebacker. Zaza Ismaili, who was at West Mifflin his freshman year. He's a 2-year starter quarterback. They have a lot of weapons on that team. And I like Westinghouse. I think they're going to make a statement here early on against a really good Hickory team.
House up on the hill.
Yeah.
I'm going House as well. I think Coach Dante Green, I wouldn't want to be on his bad side. And after losing in the City League Championship last year,
revenge tour.
Revenge tour, big time.
Yeah, we were talking about another team on a revenge tour this year's Pine.
Yes.
With the way things went for them.
Yep.
All right, second to last one for you. Clarendon, another game on Saturday at the Wolf Arena against the Steelers. The Bears against the Steelers, and it's not Chicago versus Pittsburgh. It's Clarendon versus Farrell, and I am going to go with the Oh man, this is so hard.
It is hard.
I was gonna like confidently say it, and I'm like, I hit the brakes.
It's not easy to say it.
Aaron Pegues, the quarterback for Farrell, is an SRU commit, and guys, I can't get out of my head how good Clarendon was at the end of the year, but how not fundamentally sound they were the first game of the year against Amani.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that just plays itself out. Early in the season for Clarendon, they just have some growing pains, and they lost 8 all-conference players a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm going Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going Farrell as well. Coach Pigs, they call him Amp up there. His son is the QB. I think this is the year Farrell wins state in 2A.
Yeah.
Give me. This is not an easy one. Where's the game at? Is it Wolverina?
Yeah.
But Farrell's in that 7-on-7 league at the Wolverina, so that's
that's a good
not
point,
a drive for them,
Right.
So yeah, give me Farrell.
Yeah, there's going to be no island here. I'm going to go with Farrell as well. I think that's going to be a heck of a game. This could be Clareton's only loss of the season. Who knows?
All right, I should have said it
Coach
more
Wayne
confidently.
Wade's not going to be happy when he
is
sees
not.
this graphic.
No, I was on the podcast.
Yeah, he's never going to want the podcast.
No. All right, last one. It's the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, first one of the season, and what better way to open up the season than with a backyard brawl? Mount Lebanon, Upper St. Clair.
Lot of hatred.
Little South Hills showdown. Blue Devils.
Student
welcome,
sections are chatting.
Yeah. Well, Blue Devils welcome first-year head coach Bruce Frank.
Yes.
And they welcome him back. He was an assistant coach under Bob Palco when they won the state championship back in 2021. And, of course, Coach Junk and the junk drawer at Upper St. Clair. I think this game, put that down. That's so unbelievable.
It's all about the you.
Oh man,
It's just
he's just trolling. He's just trolling.
because he was against him for so long, and then he had a chance, and then he flipped on them.
Yeah.
I did the gladiator.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, like they could do a 30 for 30 just on him.
Oh,
doing it
my
that season.
goodness.
There was just so much that went into it. So many.
That was
it was crazy.
that was
crazy.
But I really think that this game will be closer than people think. I think Mount Lebanon has some pieces. I think Coach Frank has them feeling like they can. I almost feel bad for Lebo that it is St. Clair, and St. Clair I feel like has the pieces that they do because I think they're going to win some football games this year.
I agree.
And I think they could make some noise in 6A. They weren't in your top 5, but I'm going to say all that to say Upper St. Clair wins.
You do feel, though, that there is sort of a mojo back around Mount Lebanon. Like
they're just doing the right
more of a
things.
swagger.
Yeah, they're miking up players on Twitter and everything. Like I mean, you still got to go out and perform, but I think there's something about the first game, pregame jitters, working on, Upper St. Clair as a new quarterback. Yeah. Lebo has a new quarterback. So there's some new pieces. I'm not expecting an offensive shootout early. I think then Upper St. Clair may capitalize on some Lebo mistakes and pull away.
Yeah, I could see that. I must go with my guy Coach Junko in the old Panthers. I've never doubted them before. So yeah, give me USC.
It's crazy.
There's you might not be able to see it, but there's actually smoke coming out of Matt's ears right now. There's
and
actually
everyone, I think Danny Holzer's rolling his eyes right now, sitting on his recliner watching the show, going, "I know the truth."
No. I flip-flopped right back onto the bandwagon last year. People forget that.
And then flopped off.
Right off.
Right.
They do. It's I think hiring Bruce Frank, I think it was a really good hire by Mount Lebanon. They're trying to find some coaching stability. 4th coach in 5 seasons, I believe, over there. But I think he's going to really help, do a lot of great things for that program. However, Upper St. Clair at home in this game 1. Got to go with Josh Snyder company. Big Ryan Robbins. And watch out for Will Stoll, too, a guy that we've talked
Will
about,
Stoll is a bad dude.
Will Stoll's going to be a beast.
He's only
on the
a
line.
junior. Yeah, I forgot. Brad is on his A game tonight.
No, I'm on my C game. You guys are just on your D game. That's all. So
That's typically what it is.
comparatively speaking.
The beauty is in the eye of the
I can't wait to
beholder.
watch more of Kia and Seatless Out. Maybe we could get Kia as a sponsor. That'll be
That'll be nice.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's the show. Good luck to all the teams. Where are you going to be at?
I will be at Tony Dorsett Stadium.
Tony
for Hopewell
Dorsett.
Avonworth. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be a great one. How about you?
I'm hoping to go to some games this weekend. Little Insider might.
Yes.
Today is his due date. Still not here, so yeah,
Just like his dad.
a little late. Yes. So if, by my account, he should be born around 12:20 tonight. So about 20 minutes late. So yeah, we'll see there. But if not, I'll be at the Wolverina.
All right. Of course, check out everything Carlo does on Friday nights with KDKA Radio and their coverage of high school football and a lot of games on tap on KDKA this week, both Friday and Saturday. Of course, read everything Brad has to talk about in the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. And, of course, I'll have you covered with Arthur Moats on the call with me and Susie Cool and our JRM broadcast crew as we bring you the Steelers High School Showcase on Friday night. And that ends this show, meaning that the next time we talk, we will be previewing not only the week that will be in Friday night, but the first ever WPIAL Insider Prime
Time, baby. Very, very much so looking forward to it.
All right. Until then, for Brad and Carlo and our producer behind the glass, Matt Fargo, saying thanks so much for watching this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show presented by Edgar Snyder and Associates. And until next time, make sure you're keeping your receipts.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
There
everybody.
it is. Whew, I thought you forgot.